From a man who
We are now talking with Bill Angel, OSU-Lima, and he's here to talk about the Republican presidential race. And we've had one debate so far, and I thought before we really dove into what we saw, the New York Times just put out a poll this morning. And the results of that, of course, showed Donald Trump on top. No real surprise there. If we can put those numbers up, there they are. Donald Trump, 54% of the respondents say that they would vote for him today. Ron DeSantis, second place at 17%, and then everybody else is just nickel and diming it down there, including Vivek Ramaswamy, who you want to talk about here in just a bit. But those numbers in some ways are really surprising to me that Trump just continues to hold as tight as he does.
Well, it's because Trump has a real hold on the Republican Party. And the thing about Ramaswamy is he's trying to be the young Trump, the junior Trump. And in some ways, he's farther to the right of Trump than Trump is in a lot of ways. So.
And he kind of turned some heads in that first debate.
He had kind of a breakout, although it wasn't kind of a breakout in terms of the poll numbers that show, but it was a breakout among journalists. Journalists began to pay more attention to him and take him more seriously, particularly the fact that he is much more conservative than Trump, and yet very energetic, and has begun to pick up some traction on the trail. He kind of had a breakout moment at that debate. Because he took on everybody else, and gave as good as he got. So that kind of raised some eyebrows, but not enough to affect poll numbers, apparently.
The one guy that really thought he could come out and arm wrestle Trump with Chris Christie, and that really has not worked for him at all.
Hasn't worked. Of course, he's one of the anti-Trumps. He's one of the two who said he wouldn't vote for Trump if he were convicted of a crime, and so that's telling too in terms of where he is. And the thing is, he was also Trump's transition leader before he became president in 2016. And he and Trump had a really quick falling out, and he was dismissed summarily by Jared Kushner, not by Trump, by Kushner. Kushner's the one who fired him.
And of course, we have the two holdovers that were part of his team, Pence and Nikki Haley, and they're not really making much of a ripple in the water either.
Yeah, well, they had some moments at the debate. But Pence is going to go with the traditional Republican conservative vote that was very much active in the party when George H.W. Bush and Reagan. He's a Reagan Republican. And that side of the party is really not very strong these days.
Is there anything that has caught you by surprise so far in this very young debate political season?
Well, one of the things that caught me by surprise was reading about the 14th Amendment. It seems bizarre, but it's caught fire in a lot of legal circles, in that there is Article 3 in the 14th Amendment says that if any person who's been an office holder at the state, federal, or local level has participated in an insurrection or a rebellion against the United States, cannot hold office, any office, state, local, or federal. And in fact, they've already convicted, somebody has been convicted, a county commissioner from New Mexico has been convicted he was part of the invasion of the Capitol on January 6th and was fired from his job as a commissioner because of that. So it does have some traction, but you have to wonder, is that something the lawyers are saying you can actually remove Trump from the ballot because of his not just participating in the resurrection, but giving aid and comfort to people who did. And that's going to probably have to watch to see how that will unfold.
Well, we're down to our last 30 seconds. I thought it was interesting to see Joe Biden actually roll up his sleeves the other day and take a couple of shots at Mr. Trump.
Well, yes, and also what was really interesting to me was that when he went to Florida, he met with Rick Scott. After Ron DeSantis decided, no, I don't want to meet with you. And he and Scott had a very, very cordial moment in which Scott thanked him for coming down, and he thanked Scott for his work on behalf of the people of Florida. It was interesting to see that bipartisanship.
Certainly going to be an interesting political season, that's for sure.
Certainly is.
And Holly is in next. She'll have a look at today's medical segment. Don't go away.